Hello, everybody. This is Glenda with Fralins and Friends Crafts Plus again. And tonight we are continuing with the story of Moses. Now, we've been through his birth and we've been through when he slew the Egyptian soldier that was whipping the Hebrew slave. And the Pharaoh found out about it and wanted to have Moses killed. Well, Moses ran away. He ran off to Midian, and that's where he's at now. He's in Midian and he has come upon 7 women, and they are watering. They're drawing water from a well to give water to their own flocks, their own flock. And 7 shepherds come up, evidently male shepherds, and they just shoo the girls away and start watering their own. Well, Moses doesn't like this kind of bullying. So he goes and he runs the shepherds off, and he himself waters the women's flock. So they go home. Their father is a priest in the land of Midian. Now, what religion he's a priest of, I don't know. If he's a polytheistic like the Egyptians were, I don't know. But he is so grateful that he says, why didn't you bring him with you so we can give him something to eat? They actually told him it was an Egyptian because when they first saw him, Moses is dressed like an Egyptian. So he invites him in his home, and he gives his daughter to him as a wife. And they have a son. So then Moses has become a big part of this family. And him and his wife, they have their flocks, and he's doing a lot of the work now. He's doing a lot of the work that the girls did before. And I suppose they probably have some husbands who are helping with them by now too. And he takes his flock, he has his flock out, and he comes to this area and he sees something that he never ever, you and I would never dream that we would see it. We probably do see a lot of burning trees and burning bushes or hear of them on the news, but this one was different. This is completely different than anything we have seen. And I'm going to just slow down here because I'm getting ahead of the painting. I'm giving this more of a soil color rather than the sand color that I was using before. Because if Midian is able to grow trees and bushes, then it's obviously got more soil that's got moisture in it than what they had in Egypt. So if I could have probably put some grass in here. I just didn't think of it because I wanted to get through this part of it. I may go back later and put some grass in there because sheep do need to graze. And so we do know it has to have some sort of water table. And because that's why the Israelites were given the land of Goshen, because that's where all the green grass was from the Nile in that delta. Oh, wow, I got that in there quick. Moses has come to the burning bush. Now, you've heard of this story probably in if you go to Sunday school or whatever, or if you did. Now, the burning bush is not being consumed. This is what's happening. Moses walks up and sees this green bush, and it's got flames all around it, and it's not catching fire. The bush itself is not on fire. Moses doesn't know what to think. And then he hears a voice. The voice says, "Take your sandals off your feet." That's what I'm painting right now. Those are his sandals. And it didn't quite come out the way I wanted it first, so I fixed them. That's what you do. You just fix it. If you paint it wrong the first time, you just fix it. I'm waiting for myself to fix it. But he's told to take his sandals off because he is standing on holy ground. This voice is coming from the bush because God himself is speaking to him through the bush. Now, the first thing that Moses does is hang his head and try not to look because for one thing, it's God, and for another thing, I don't know how bright that light was, but obviously he was able to look at it in the beginning. And God will disguise himself like that when he's on earth because nobody on earth would ever be able to take his brightness. He is pure light. So he is the flame in the bush. And he's telling Moses to get his shoes off his feet. He's being very kind to him. And he says, "Moses, I want you to lead my people out of Egypt so they can go back to the land of Canaan that their father, that your ancestors, Abraham, was promised." See, God promised Abraham and Isaac and Jacob that land, that area of the world would be theirs. And at that point, it was the land of milk and honey. The only reason the Israelites got to Egypt in the first place was because they needed to survive. And Egypt had the plenty because Joseph had become very important too. Well, go back a couple of stories, you'll find it. Joseph was a favorite son of Jacob, and Joseph was sold off by his brothers and became a slave became very prominent in Egypt because he solved the dreams of the Pharaoh. And Pharaoh put him in charge, and he put away all the stores, for a lot of stores for the first 7 years, so that the next 7 years of drought, they would have plenty. And so that's why Jacob, his family, all his sons and their wives and everybody went to Egypt in the first place. And they were shepherds, so they had flocks of sheep eating in the land of Goshen, where that delta for the river is. But now here's Moses centuries, or I don't know about centuries, but generations later, and he is now being asked to be the leader of the Jewish people and lead them out of Egypt. And Moses says, well, how are they going to believe who I am? How are they going to believe that you have told this to me? And God says, I am that I am. He says, you tell them I am sent you. And that is what is now Moses going to be, what Moses is his new job, I guess you could say, but he is going to become a leader of his people who don't really, they knew him as an Egyptian prince, basically. And he's going to come back as his Hebrew self, and he's going to say, hey, follow me, because I am told me to take you away from Egypt and all of the pain and suffering and being slaves. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope you're understanding the part that God's playing through all of these stories. And I kind of like the Moses almost looks boyish again, although he's a grown married man with at least one son. So do please support this channel by subscribing, sharing, giving me a thumbs up. I'm trying to think what I'm forgetting here. Subscribe, click the notification bell, give me a thumbs up, and share. And please comment below. Let me know what you think about the story, and if you like the way I have told it. Now, I know not everybody believes the same way as I do, but this is a biblical story that's true of the Bible. And for me, this is a part of my faith, and I enjoy sharing it. I love all of you. You have a good day, and I will see you again. Let's see, today's the 2nd, right? Monday's the 4th. So I'll probably be back with you tomorrow. I might put something up on the 4th, but I don't know if it'll be a biblical story thing or if it'll be an independence thing. I haven't really got that far into thinking. So I love you, and take care of yourselves. Behave. I won't. Smile and wave at somebody. God bless.